Do you constantly feel exhausted? If so, today I'm going to share science-backed strategies to help you have sustained energy all day long. Welcome to the Fit and Fulfilled Show. If you're a busy professional woman who wants to finally prioritize your health and happiness, this is the place to be. I'm your host, Soraya Russell, certified macronutrition coach, mindset coach, and lifestyle transformation coach. And each week I share simple strategies to help you build sustainable habits, boost your energy, and build confidence in your body without the stress, burnout, or overwhelm. Let's dive in. So first, I just want to say I'm so excited. This is episode 1 of the Fit and Fulfilled Show, and I'm so excited that you chose to be here. You're going to learn so much today and get so many golden nuggets from everything I'm going to share. So we're talking all about how to have sustained energy all day long. And the first thing I want to talk about is caffeine. If you're a coffee drinker or energy drink drinker, there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but it's kind of like you're on a constant roller coaster, right? When you consume it, you're on a high, you feel very energized, but then you crash at some point and need more to get back on that high. I like to compare it to putting gas in a car. For example, if you only put $10 of gas in at a time, you're able to get around the street, right? You got to fill up again, get around the corner, you got to fill up again. It's not sustainable long term if you want to go a long distance, which is why the strategies I'm going to share with you are mainly focused on nutrition and fitness, so you're not relying on caffeine to have energy during the day. So the first thing I want to talk about is hydration. Dehydration will kill your energy. So here are some hacks to help you be more hydrated during the day. The first thing is that you want to have a water bottle that you actually like. If you don't like your water bottle, you're going to leave it at home, not want to bring it places, and not drink out of it. So invest into a nice one that has the colors that you like on it. For example, mine has a bunch of flowers on it. It's very cute and very kind of unique to me, I would say. So get one that you actually like. The second thing is you want a water bottle with a straw. Reason being, I don't know about you, but I can be a little lazy sometimes. So the more work something takes me to do, the less I want to do it. So when you have a normal water bottle that you have to unscrew and screw back, it's a lot of work, right? You got to unscrew it, drink the water, screw it back. A lot of people don't want to do all that work, so they just don't drink their water. But when you have a water bottle with a straw, it removes the barrier to entry because all you got to do is pick up the water bottle, drink it, and put it back down. So I recommend investing in a water bottle with a straw for everyday use. You can still have one with a cap on it for the gym because that's more sanitary, but for everyday use, get one with a straw. Now, as far as a hydration schedule, I recommend breaking it up so it doesn't feel overwhelming. So you want to drink water first thing in the morning, before, during, and after each meal, and before you go to bed. So when you wake up in the morning, have your water bottle on your bedside table, drink a little bit. Before eating, drink a little bit. And this also helps too because sometimes you're not really hungry, you're just thirsty. So this can help you determine, hey, am I actually hungry or am I just wanting to eat, right? So drink water before your meal. During your meal, drink water, and then drink water right after, and then before bed as well. This helps you break up the hydration so it doesn't feel like too much at one time. Another thing is if you're someone who doesn't like the taste of water, and I know that's a common thing, is I would add electrolytes. Not only do electrolytes help you be more hydrated from the water that you're drinking, but also a lot of them have flavor to them. So the brand I like is called Ultima. They make a 0 sugar and 0 calorie electrolyte flavor. And basically it comes in packets you can put in your water or you can scoop it into your water. My favorite is a strawberry margarita flavor, I believe it's called. It's very yummy. It makes me feel like I'm drinking some sort of juice or like a Gatorade while eating my food. And so I'm more hydrated and I'm drinking something with more flavor. So if you're someone who doesn't like the taste of water, this is great. If you're someone who wants to be more hydrated from your water, this is great as well. Number 2 is you want to create strategic work blocks if your work allows for that. So you want to work for 90 minutes and then take a movement break. Not everyone's job allows them to do this, but if it does, this is going to make you more productive and help you have sustained energy. One of the reasons you might not have energy is because you're working for like 3 hours, 4 hours straight with no break. Depending on what you do for work, that can be very demanding on your brain, and also your body is fidgeting and ready to move, but you're not giving it that. I recommend working for 90 minutes, undistracted. Try to set your phone on Do Not Disturb if you can, and then get up and do movement for about 5-10 minutes or even more than that if you have the time for it, and then go back into work. A hack I always like to share is if you feel tired before reaching for caffeine or wanting to take a nap, get up and go for a walk. If you go for a 10 to 15 minute walk and come back and feel more energized, you didn't need a nap, you didn't need the caffeine, you needed to move your body. So that's something I always do now when I feel tired. I just move around a little bit, and many times I end up feeling better. The third thing you want to do is consume protein with every meal. I know everyone on the internet talks about protein nowadays, but no one tells you why it's important. It's important for a lot of reasons, but it also helps with sustained energy. So basically, consuming enough protein helps stabilize your blood sugar levels, which helps you have sustainable energy all day long. So I recommend about 30 grams of protein or more per meal to help you with that sustained energy. So that could look like, for example, for breakfast, you can have eggs. For lunch, you could have chicken. For dinner, you could have tempeh or tofu. So an example of my breakfast that I have almost every morning is I have avocado toast, I have eggs, then I have Greek yogurt and berries. So the protein mainly comes from the eggs and the Greek yogurt. Very filling, very satisfying. It helps me have energy for 4 to 5 hours at a time. The next thing you want to do is focus on complex carbs versus simple carbs. A lot of people say go low carb, cut out carbs, but carbs are your main source of fuel for your body. Complex carbs over simple carbs is important because complex carbs take more work for your body to break down, which leads to more sustained energy. A great way to think about it is if food is staying in your system longer, that's more time for your system to use it as energy, and that's what complex carbs do. Complex carbs also take more work to break down because they have more nutrients in them, right? Think things like brown rice, couscous, quinoa, whole wheat bread, whole wheat pasta. That has more nutrients in them, which takes more work for your body to break down, which leads to energy for a longer period of time versus simple carbs. You especially want to focus on complex carbs before you're doing any sort of physical activity, so before a workout, before a walk, earlier in the day to have more energy. And if you want the maximum results, mix complex carbs with healthy fats and lean protein. So my breakfast, for example, the healthy fats were the avocado, the complex carbs are the whole wheat toast, and the protein is the Greek yogurt and the eggs, making it a very whole food, nutrient-dense breakfast, which is why it keeps me full for so long. The fifth thing you want to do is optimize your sleep quality. Quality and quantity are not all the same thing. So you might be sleeping for a decent amount of time, but if your sleep quality is not good, you're not going to have a lot of energy. One of the things you can do is limit screen time before bed. I recommend about an hour or two before bed. Put your phone somewhere where you cannot see it. Put it on Do Not Disturb if your situation allows for that. That's going to help your brain and your eyes allow you to rest. Many times if you struggle to get to sleep, it's because you have a lot in your mind. You've been thinking about what you saw on social media, in the news, or your eyes are just very alert from looking at a bright screen only 30 minutes, 15 minutes ago. So limit screen time before bed. The other thing is you want to focus on having a cool and dark environment in your room. If you can, invest in some sort of blackout curtains or blackout blinds to make the room very dark. That'll help you go to sleep as well. And try to have the same set bedtime as much as possible. I understand if you have a schedule where maybe you work 3 days a week, like if you work night shift as a nurse, right? You work 3 days a week at night and then the other days you're off, right? It can be hard to have the same bedtime. You're not going to have the same bedtime, let's be honest, every single day. But try to have the same set bedtime on days you work and the same set bedtime on days you don't work. So even though it's not the same every single day, there's still some sort of structure. Or if you work a 9 to 5 job, right? Try to go to bed at the same time every night during the week. On the weekend, that time might be different, but try to have the same set time on the weekends. That could look like 10 p.m. bedtime Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, and maybe a midnight bedtime Saturday and Sunday, but you're getting up a little later to still make sure you're getting enough sleep. Number 6, don't skip breakfast. I'm sure you've heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but if you don't have an appetite in the morning, you don't have to eat first thing in the morning, but you still want to have some sort of breakfast within 2 hours of waking up. So if that means you wait an hour or two before eating breakfast, that's fine, but you still want to have it. Going back to the car example, you would not drive a car on an empty tank. It's literally not possible. You don't want your body to run without fuel inside of it as well. And you might be thinking, Soraya, though, I always operate without eating breakfast. I'm able to get through my day just fine. But you're probably just surviving. You're probably just getting by. You don't know what it feels like to have the fuel that you need by having breakfast. So even though you've been doing fine without breakfast, you could be doing a lot better if you actually prioritized it. Another thing is if you don't have an appetite in the morning, I recommend moving for 10 to 15 minutes going for a walk, and that'll help you enhance your appetite. Many times when I find our clients don't have an appetite in the morning, it's because they're not very active. Even me, on days I'm not as active, I don't really get hungry for quite a while. So if you just walk for a little bit, that'll help activate your appetite so that you can enjoy breakfast. The next thing you want to do is master your blood sugar levels. So what happens is when you go a long time without eating, your blood sugar kind of spikes and crashes, which is why you don't have sustained energy. So by eating every 3 to 4 hours, you have stabilized blood sugar all day long, which leads to stabilized energy. Now, I know some folks don't like to eat the whole 5 to 6 times a day, or they want to eat every maybe 7 hours, and you can do that. But I find the most optimal for energy is eating about every 3 to 4 hours. I personally eat about every 4 hours, same thing for my clients, and they find that they feel better during the day because of that. Now, I get that there are some cases where you might go longer without eating. So for example, for me, if I know I'm not going to be able to have a meal for a long time because I'm in meetings or I have a conference or something that I'm attending, I might have a bigger meal to stay full for longer. But ideally, most times you want to be eating every 3 to 4 hours for that sustained energy and so that you're satisfied and not overly stuffed. Number 7, you want to time caffeine strategically. Some of you, I know you love your coffee, you're coffee lovers, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with coffee, but if you are to consume it, you just want to be strategic about it. So I recommend consuming coffee 1 to 2 hours after waking up, not immediately. And then you want to cut off caffeine around 2 p.m. if you're working a typical 9 to 5 job, or if you're working a night shift, I would say about 6 hours or more before bed. Reason being, if you have caffeine too close to your bedtime, that is going to disrupt your sleep quality, which we don't want. Also, having the strategy of having caffeine about 1 to 2 hours after waking up and cutting it off at 2 p.m. If you're someone who wants to stop relying on caffeine so much, this is a great strategy to wean off of it, because eventually you'll find, hey, I have natural energy after 2 p.m. from my food, from moving my body, and so maybe you won't need caffeine as much, maybe you'll cut back on it, or if you still have it, you'll just have it in smaller increments and doses. Number 8 is the 5-minute reset rule. I love this when you have those moments during the day where you're like, I'm feeling a little tired. So if you feel a little tired or lethargic during the day before reaching for the caffeine, I want you to try this hack. Get up, walk around, drink some water, step outside, go for a walk. I promise you this will help you feel more energized than you do if you just drink caffeine, because it's a way to naturally activate your nervous system, which will help you have more energy. And sometimes you don't have to go through all 5 of these steps, right? If you just get up and walk around, you might find you have more energy just doing that. You could get up, walk around, drink water, and have energy doing that, or you could do all 5 of them and find you have more energy. But just try that 5-step approach and see if that helps you have more energy. And if it does, you'll realize maybe I don't need caffeine to feel better during the day. I can just follow this 5-step system. Number 9, you want to create an environment that supports energy. So for example, have healthy snacks visible, high protein snacks, high fiber snacks, snacks with complex carbs, and that way that's what you reach for over a lot of simple carbs or sugary snacks. You also want to try to set alarms for movement and or water if that's something that you struggle with. So a lot of our clients, for example, if they struggle with water, they'll set alarms every couple hours to drink their water, or even for walks as well. They'll set timers every 90 minutes to get up and walk around. Number 10, you want to habit stack. If all of these things or many of these things are new to you, don't try to implement everything at once. It will be very overwhelming. Start with one thing at a time. So for example, for 1 to 2 weeks, focus on water intake alone. Just focus on getting in your water in the morning, before, during, and after meals, and at night. Do that until it becomes habitual, and then add in another habit like going for walks, lifting weights, whatever that looks like for you. This approach helps you build healthy habits without being overwhelmed and making sure everything really becomes a lifestyle change before adding something new. Our clients love this approach, and actually we have them use something called a habit tracker, where each week they put the habits they want to focus on, right? That might be 1 habit, 2 habits, not too many at a time. And then each week they'll say, hey, how many days did I do this habit? And once they start seeing that they have about 80% compliance, then they'll add new habits. This is really great for you to see your progress over time and start adding things once you start seeing that they become a part of your lifestyle. If you start implementing these strategies, I guarantee you're going to have more natural, sustained energy all day long. So thank you so much for tuning into the Fit and Fulfilled show today. I hope you walked away with practical strategies that you can start implementing to feel more confident, energized, and fulfilled in your personal and professional life. If you found this helpful in any way, please subscribe and let me know what you liked most about today's episode. This helps other busy professionals discover these strategies so they can also thrive in their personal and professional lives. If you want to achieve your health and wellness goals and achieve lasting weight loss, then I would love to invite you to apply for the Fit and Fulfilled Academy. This is our signature coaching program where we provide the guidance, support, and accountability that you need with nutrition, fitness, and mindset to achieve and maintain your weight loss goals. You can get all the details down below. Next week, we're diving into a brand new topic that you're not going to want to miss. Until then, remember that you deserve to feel as successful in your health as you do in your career. Take care.